are going to be watching 10 killer survival fails. Honestly, I don't go out of my room, but I thought it would be a good idea to check this out because I'd be drinking that PP round 1. Let's see what's going on.
Things that were written in survival books that you'll see on TV that could get you killed.
Me?
Hi, I'm Greg Ovens.
Hi, Greg.
And this is Ovens Rocky Mountain Bushcraft.
What? Dude!
And this is Ovens Rocky Mountain Bushcraft.
He's got a 2-layer Valheim with a, what is that? Like a tent and fire on the top? This is sick. He's a druid. That was crazy. He built that in 20 minutes.
There we go. Oh. I don't want to put the authors down because I read a lot of these books. A lot of the good information that I know came from some of these books.
Really?
So I won't mention names. Rubbing snow on frostbite. Now, think.
Wait, snow treats frostbite? Wait, is this like the same logic as if you're hungover, just drink more alcohol? I have no idea how this would even help.
Think about it. Logically, would that warm up a frozen object? No. They even taught that in first aid classes in the old days. The worst thing you can ever do. You don't rub snow on frostbite. It is not going to help. You got to...
Dude, I know frostbite is so bad, but tell me that doesn't look sick on the right. Like, that is like a cool design.
Warm the frozen area up, not cool it down or keep it cold. Another falsehood in the old survival books. You can eat any berries that the birds can eat.
Birds do not eat me, leave me alone.
I've seen birds eating baneberries. They just sit and eat them. 5 or 6 berries.
Why was he juggling him like that?
Will kill you and I. So why would they tell you this? That's going to get you killed. So that's 2 fallacies in the old books.
Yeah, like, why are there so many fallacies? Are they just setting up traps for, like, people who are amateur survivalists? They're like, we don't tell them the good information. They got to find that out themselves.
Moss only grows on the north side of the tree. If you're...
That's not real? Wait, I actually believe that. I'm not even going to lie. I thought that one was actually facts because of the sun.
Lost. Just look for the north side of the tree because the moss only grows on the north side of the tree. I'm going to...
Oh, no. I would have been walking in circles for 4 hours.
show you these trees and you decide for yourself if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
Got a tree here. This, I think, is actually the south side of the tree.
Oh.
All the trees are covered in moss all the way around. Where's the north side? Makes you wonder. Same with this little guy. Moss all the way around.
Let's decide. Maybe there's a happy tree. Look at that. Isn't that a nice little tree?
That's a beautiful
Maybe
tree.
This branch points north. You're starting to get the gist of what I'm saying.
Yes. Dude, look at this video. Survival challenge with 2 items. He's acting like this is a Dark Souls run, no level up. Oh my God.
Another.
Actually, I would want to know what 2 items he picks because everybody always asks that question. What 2 items would you take on an abandoned island? I feel like I would pick knife because that's just like multi-useful. Like you could do so much with a knife and you don't have to reload it. It's like a reusable resource.
Real fallacy. And I've seen it on TV shows. Again, not going to mention names, but...
Oh. This one pissed me off.
If you're in a hot area, you got no water, you drink your own urine, okay?
I'm not doing that.
Well, research it. Not true. It contains concentrated salts. It will dehydrate you 5 times faster than if you didn't drink anything at all. If it isn't water, you can't drink your urine to hydrate.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
String for your bow is the most important part of a bow drill setup or kit. Some work and some don't, because I always, when I read the books, I would practice the things they taught, but I would try to improve on the practicality of the method.
Dude, I like how he's like playtesting real life things. I don't know how to explain it. He's got like that engineer brain. Honestly, I changed my answer earlier. If I had to bring one thing to a stranded island, I would bring this guy. He's gonna carry me.
Because what I did learn is a lot of shoelaces that they would say, oh, use your shoelace, they don't work. I've used leather shoelace. What I found with that is it would usually break before you would get your ember. Other shoelaces I found just kept stretching and stretching, so that wasn't practical. You know, they would teach that you can make your string from plant fibers. Now,
Really?
this was an important lesson I learned. Yes, I have been able to do it with dog bane, but the problem was my dog bane kept breaking until I got it almost the thickness of a pencil and long enough. The thing about that is, what if you're in an area that doesn't have dog bane, doesn't have stinging nettle, doesn't have milkweed for any of the fibers?
How can he tell the plants apart? Am I plant racist? They all look the same. I have no idea.
Strong enough to make a bow drill string. By the time I got a string that was adequate to get my ember, it took about 2 days to get one strong enough, thick enough that would work. So in a survival situation, you don't have two.
Dude, you saw how he did that? He caught that fly, and he was casual about it. That was crazy.
2 days to make a plant fiber string. And what if it's winter? Take it from me, it's not practical to think that you're just going to make a string from bush material that's going to work. Bring some paracord for your string.
Oh.
It's reliable. And yes, the first couple of times when you're starting, this will stretch to a degree as well. So you usually have to tighten it a couple of times before you attempt your actual fire, because it will stretch to a degree. But it will not break on you, because in my opinion, it's the most important survival skill to learn is fire.
Is this like late game content? Or like, how do you get this vibe that you are going to like max out your survivalist skill? Like, I kind of want to do this, but I just don't know how. This is like, yeah, life DLC, or he's like Planet Earth beta tester.
Even though some methods may work, are they practical? You gotta really think that over. You've seen me use the sandwich bag.
He used the sandwich bag? This guy is insanely high level. You could give him anything and he would turn it into something else. He's like a Full Metal Alchemist.
Which does work. I've used it several times.
Wow. Is this how people were torturing ants back in the day?
Only going to work certain times a year when the sun has enough intensity. It's not going to work if it's cloudy out, obviously. It kind of reminds me of a movie, actually. I don't know if you've seen The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. He's basically, they're in a plane crash and they have to survive and hike out of the wilderness in Alaska.
Oh! If a bear's running at me, I'm just running into him. At that point, I'm done. It's over, I don't care. Go next.
And it's kind of winter time. Charles, Anthony Hopkins' character, is explaining to Bob, you can make fire from ice.
You
now,
can?
It is true, it can be done. But again, you have to keep in mind that when you have clear enough ice that would work, the sun won't be intense enough to make it work as a magnifying glass. I've tried that, it doesn't work. And then the other problem is to find clear enough ice that would work. Most ice is milky, gray, just...
Yeah, that's why at like some alcohol places, I am not an alcoholic, but I have seen that at like some like liquor stores, they sell like the super clear ice that's more expensive. And it's supposed to impress people when they come to your house and they see that it's see-through.
Foggy, so cloudy. So you cannot make this lens work. Would be very difficult. And the other thing, which I'm going to do, and I've been working on a method of the fire roll. The problem with that as well is it's not really practical because you need ash to use in your cotton.
Gently unravel cotton wool, thin out and widen the strip. Pour wood ash on the cotton wool strip. Roll the ash into a cotton wool strip. Smoke it and then just go to sleep and forget that you're in a survival. Oh, that doesn't say that. The rolled up ash and cotton wool. Place the roll near an end of a board. Roll and apply downward pressure. Build up friction by rolling it forward and backwards. What? Oh my God! They got tutorials!
To get the fire roll smoldering and into coal. So again, I mean, obviously you would have had to have a way to make the first fire in the first place. I've come close, I've got it very hot, but not quite achieved my goal, so I'm still going to work on a video and
Whoa! Whoa!
always advocate bring a lighter. But even then, you know, if you fall in a creek, your lighter gets wet,
oh no,
you drop it in the creek. But I would suggest bring a lighter and a ferro rod, because a ferro rod,
what's that?
you can drop it in the lake or the river, take it out, and it'll spark right away again.
Oh, is that like the upgraded version of, I guess, like flint and steel? Flint and steel.
I'm going to do another video as well about, you know, backpacking for a night or 2 nights and the things that you should bring.
A dog? He's having so much fun. Oh, he's
Good
so
boy.
cute. Oh,
You know
that's
how
his
I
dog.
always say, do your own research with plants.
Misidentified berries? It's like my alter ego.
Now, it's very essential to do that, because I have seen YouTube videos and I have seen in plant books mistakes. The one YouTube video, they said they were picking salmon berries, but they had the plant absolutely wrong. And
Oh, so this is like the same thing with the mushroom people. Okay, that sounds wild. They're not real people. It's like mushroom Reddit, where you can post pictures of mushrooms and then people tell you if you're allowed to eat them or not. So they like identify them for you. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna trust somebody on Reddit to tell me if I'm gonna live or die if I eat something.
I'm going to show you another example in a plant book where they're absolutely wrong about the plant and the berry. They actually were picking, in this foraging video, thimbleberries. And I'll show you how different the plant altogether is. This is thimbleberry. It's got a huge maple leaf, and this is what they were picking in the video. It gets white flowers, and
that looks like drugs.
And the berries are a dark red and dome-shaped.
Ooh.
Thus the name thimbleberry, because it resembles a thimble that you used to use for pushing sewing needles through tough material. Yes, they're very, very good berries.
Wait, that's what thimbles are for? I thought they were just in Monopoly. I had no idea what you actually used them for.
And that's what they were picking. They were calling the salmon berries, which were the thimbleberries, absolutely wrong. This is a salmonberry leaf.
Wait, they don't even look the same at all. What the hell?
Much, much different.
Yeah.
You have the one leaf here and 2 on the sides, side by side on the stem. Now, how can you get this plant wrong? I mean,
I don't know.
Look at the difference. One
Don't mess with me or my son.
leaf, maple leaf shaped, 3 leaves. And then the berries come in 3 types of colors. Here we got kind of a reddish.
Whoa! Look at how bright they are. They look delicious. Wait, this is the berry in Stardew Valley.
Salmonberry.
Pretty accurate.
Very good as well.
Nice.
And then they come in this yellowy orange.
Whoa, that one looked like a gusher. A straight up squirter. That is beautiful.
Okay, so I'm just going to use a stick here because I'm zoomed in.
Those look like tomatoes.
On here, they're calling it Canadian buffalo berry, or soapberry is the name.
Do not look up BerryCrepe. Definitely is going to bring up some wild results. Be careful.
You can notice here, the color of these berries are like an orangey, almost transparent. Now, this is not soapberry. This is Titanium honeysuckle.
Wait, they're wrong in the
Now,
book?
See how some of the leaves curve upwards? Some are cup-shaped around the berry this way. They're wide and round at the tips.
Okay.
Oval shaped, round at the tips. Now, I'm going to show you soapberry in a second.
Dude, how can you publish a book that's wrong? Like, this is the source material. Somebody could die.
Pterium, honeysuckle. The berries aren't really even the same color. The soapberries get a dark red berry. Now, you notice with the honeysuckle, the berries are above the leaves. Above the leaves, above the leaves, above the leaves. So the leaves are on the bottom, the berries come. There's the soapberry bush. That's the shrub.
Wait, oh, I see why it's called soapberry. Those leaves are soaped up. Look at them. It's like soapland up in here.
That one has no berries on it. You can see that the berries grow along the stem below the leaves, not above the leaves like the honeysuckle. Now, these berries are above the leaves like the honeysuckle. Now, these berries aren't quite ripe here. It's just tiny. Not that time of year, but they'll get a dark red, not an orangey transparent. Okay. Now, you notice when I was showing the plant in the book there, the leaves were like kind of a lime green.
Yeah, they're not like dusted.
Basically, you can see some of the leaves, you can see the backside, you can see both sides of the leaf. Now, the soapberry is a dark green, not that light lime green color, okay? Now, the other thing is, on the backside, the underneath side of soapberry leaves,
okay,
it's almost a white green. The underside of the soapberry leaves is velvety or fuzzy. It feels like mullein plant.
Whoa, that looks really comfy. Like, I would just want a blanket of that and go, me.
Mullein leaf. So the ones on the honeysuckle there, you can tell they're smooth. So these leaves are fuzzy on the bottom as well. Okay,
whoa.
So there is the bottom of the soapberry.
Dude, what happens if you have to doo-doo poo-poo? Like, what do you wipe with? Nothing?
And I put it right on the...
Are you fuzzy or smooth on the bottom? Do not ask me that. Smooth.
Picture of the honeysuckle there. But you see up the stem all the brown dots, and you can even see in the leaf the brown dots all over the bottom side of the leaf. Not smooth. Different color. More of a whitish green on the bottom side. The wind's trying to blow
It's moving! It's sentient!
Away. So there you go.
Leave me alone!
And see how it's pointed? It's not oval leaf or shaped. It's not round. It's not cup shaped. It's just flat and kind of like an arrowhead.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is to show you the top side. One thing concerning the salmon berries.
Dude, this is gonna sound so like not cool and not survivalist, but like one thing that's holding me back from going outside is the bugs. Like, look at all of them swarming him. He's like the Lord of the Flies. They just keep coming and coming and coming. There's so many. That's like not fun at all.
The flower on the salmon berries,
look at them,
is a pink or purplish, not white like the thimbleberries. So that's one thing I forgot to mention. Okay, so with the honeysuckle, the berries on honeysuckle are generally mildly toxic.
What?
Whereas the soapberries are edible. But here's the thing with the soapberries, they're very bitter. It's so bitter, you'd have to add a lot of sugar. But I still want to make some of that and just show you how to do that. I guess the main point is do your research. I mean, you've got Google nowadays. And
actually true. I think about that all the time. Like, can you imagine back in the day if you wanted to learn anything, you either had to ask somebody or go to the library? And now you can just look up anything, you can learn anything, you can learn a language online and for free most of the time.
Actually, Google the things that I've been talking about to see that I'm right or not. So the other fallacy was in one of the books, they said the way you can tell poisonous berries from edible berries is by the taste. If they're
Let's not test that.
sweet and pleasant tasting, they're okay to eat.
Yeah, if they haven't been Google Docied, it's probably safe to hang out and chat. But if they've got a list of complaints from their peers, then you should probably get out of here.
If they're bitter, they're poisonous. Well, that's not true either, and I can think of several examples. Like I just mentioned, the soap berries are very bitter, but they're edible. There's another example where twin berries, black twin berries, actually taste fairly good. So
leave me and my imaginary sister alone.
there's another fallacy that you can tell a poisonous from an edible berry by the taste. That's a fallacy as well. But anyway, I have tasted some of the poisonous berries, not eaten them, but tasted them because I want.
Wait, he just like tasted it then spit it out for a challenge run? That's pretty hardcore.
Wanted to know about that theory. And sure enough, the theory's wrong, because you can't go by if the birds can eat them, the same as you can't go by the taste. If they're bitter, they're poisonous.
Okay, now here's where the real questions start for me. Can animals be poisonous? Like, is it just safer in the long run to, like, make a giant stick and just start stabbing the fish in the water because, like, you could live? Like, is it safer to go fishing than to just eat random stuff on the ground? Sometimes. A lot of poisonous plants are not deadly. Poison dart frogs. Yes, even some of the mammals. Fish can be poisonous. Ah, pufferfish can be poisonous. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm out where he is right now and I look in like the lake and there's a pufferfish, we've got bigger problems.
If they're sweet, they're okay. It's not true. So, do your own research. I hope you learned something. I hope you really will comment. And I really appreciate all you subscribers and viewers.
Nice.
So, we'll see you on the next one.
Aww.
And I really hope that you learned something.
I
But
did.
that you'll check it out for yourself. Right on.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the next one.
Wait, I love him. I want him to adopt me. He's so wholesome. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. Please check out the original and leave a comment down below if you like to be a little survivalist as well, or if these facts help you out. I hope you have a great evening. Remember to use code Berry for 20% off your Gamer Subs order this week only, and it helps me one day get a Boo Boo Cup, so I would super appreciate it. Have a great evening. Goodbye, YouTube!